The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. An unexamined life is not worth living. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. To find yourself, think for yourself. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall gain easily what others have labored hard for. Wisdom begins in wonder. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance. An honest man is always a child. Be slow to fall into friendship, but when you are in, continue firm and constant. By all means, marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. Regard your good name as the richest jewel you can possibly possess. Contentment is natural wealth. Luxury is artificial poverty. He is richest who is content with the least, for content is the wealth of nature. The greatest blessing granted to mankind come by way of madness, which is a divine gift. To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom. Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. I am not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world. An honest man is always a lover of truth. The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. Our prayers should be for blessings in general, for God knows best what is good for us. The unexamined life is not worth living for a human being. Be as you wish to seem. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. By doubting we come to inquiry, and by inquiry we arrive at the truth. He is not only idle who does nothing, but he is idle who might be better employed. True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing. Strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people. Let him that would move the world first move himself. An education obtained with money is worse than no education at all. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. Beauty is a short-lived tyranny. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Worthless people exists only to eat and drink. People of worth eat and drink only to live. I pray thee, O God, that I may be beautiful within. The only thing I know is that I know nothing. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall gain easily what others have labored hard for. A system of morality, which is based on relative emotional values, is a mere illusion, a thoroughly vulgar conception, which has nothing sound in it, and nothing true. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. By all means marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. He who is not content with what he has would not be content with what he would like to have. If you don't get what you want, you suffer. If you get what you don't want, you suffer. Even when you get exactly what you want, you still suffer, because you can't hold on to it forever. Your mind is your predicament. It wants to be free of change, free of pain, free of the obligations of life and death. But change is law, and no amount of pretending will alter that reality. The children now love luxury. They have bad manners, contempt for authority. They show disrespect for elders, and love chatter in place of exercise. Children are now tyrants, not the servants of their households. They no longer rise when elders enter the room. They contradict their parents, chatter before company, gobble up dainties at the table, cross their legs, and tyrannize their teachers. Sometimes you put walls up, not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. The hottest love has the coldest end. And education isn't how much you have committed to memory, or even how much you know. It's being able to differentiate between what you know and what you don't. Envy is the ulcer of the soul. An honest man is always a child. There's no possession more valuable than a good and faithful friend. Wisdom begins in wonder. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Be of good cheer about death, and know this of a truth, that no evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. Not life, but good life, is to be chiefly valued. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. The only way to find true happiness is to give it away. The only way to discover the limits of the possible is to venture a little way past them into the impossible. The only way to make the world a better place is to start by making your own community a better place. The only way to know what you don't know is to ask questions. The only way to learn is to do. The only way to teach is to inspire. The only way to lead is by example. The only way to be open to new ideas is to be willing to change your mind. The only way to change your mind is to be willing to learn. The only way to learn is to be curious. The only way to be curious is to be interested in the world around you. The only way to be interested in the world around you is to be engaged with it. The only way to be engaged with the world around you is to live your life to the fullest. The secret to change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. The measure of a man is what he does with power. The only true failure is the failure to try. The truest wisdom is a resolute determination. An untested belief is not worth holding. A wise man knows that he knows nothing, but he keeps seeking knowledge nonetheless. Don't fear knowledge, fear the absence of it. Life is too short for shallow connections. Seek depth and substance in your relationships.